Okay, so this game is called Jusant. What the hell? Okay, I reset my save data, which apparently also reset the settings data. Some games have those as two different things. Okay, so just real quick, I like how you can hear the little creature chirping in the background. All right, barely visible, we'll do that. So, this game is described as this game is described as a action puzzle climbing game um, with meditative vibes. Uh, I don't know if action's the right word, but it's certainly meditative, chill, and there's a lot of climbing in it. This very lo-fi and chill sort of like video game. Nautical term for a receding tide. I played about an hour of it, and then I stopped and deleted my file, and I decided I wanted to like just record it while playing it because it is super easy to play, and I feel like it takes like no effort to just interesting. Sounds of a giant deluge, like a flood. I don't remember that the first time. I wasn't really that focused. I was playing it for like an hour before I had to go to work. So it's like a wasteland of some kind. This game really reminds me of Sable, if you've ever played that one. And for some reason, a little touch of like Adventure Time in that kind of like cutesy post-apocalyptic world that it had going on. I love the aesthetic. This kid's outfit reminds me of like the junk world from Thor Ragnarok. But I'm also just a huge fan of like sci-fi desert planets. So there's seagulls. You'll see a ton of like fishing equipment. It's almost like this is the apocalyptic remnants of what used to be a water world. Or, alternatively, one theory could be. Well, maybe I should save that for later. No, I'll forget later. One theory. So this is the main obstacle. This is the main like gameplay loop. Is this strange, gigantic pillar? I was describing it to a coworker, and he said it reminded him of the Tower of Babel, which I don't blame him for at all. This is like that's very on theme. Like it does look like it goes all the way up to heaven. I love the little crab guy. That thing looks like that creature looks like it could snip your whole finger off in one bite. So there's no reason to believe this kid's human. He's got a cool little crystal on his poncho. I like the poncho itself. It looks like it's made out of like autumn leaves. So he's got some little critter with him. That's the critter we were hearing in the settings menu. Okay, so this is our guy. So these little three things dangling on my back are a diegetic HUD for pythons or pitons or whatever, however people pronounce those. And then this is my little spool of climbing rope for like belaying, and I don't know if belaying is the right word. It's been forever since I did belaying in high school. But so all the coral on the ground, all the boats and stuff, it it kind of gives uh, a hint that maybe it's not that there used to be water in this world and now it's all gone, right? That is one vibe for sure. But there are boats so high off the ground, and there's coral so high off the ground, and there's coral so low and boats so low to the ground that it makes me think um uh that the water comes and goes. Like maybe it goes through like a decade of drought and then a decade of flooding and then like back and forth, back and forth. But complete guess. I have no clue what's going on. It is funny how he has like super bright, colorful tennis shoes, and then like his knees just have like repurposed car tires on them. Uh, I love the trash poncho. Trash poncho is 10 out of 10. The art style similar to to Sifu actually, the dev team that made Sifu. I wonder who made Jusant. Anyway, let's climb around a bit. So, I've never managed to fall to my death yet. I don't think the game will let you, to be honest. And honestly, I think living and dying, like a life or death threat, is very like antithetical to what this game's going for. Um, it seems like the roads are either simple or they're difficult, but there's no like failure condition, at least that I've seen so far, unless there's like a survival horror chase scene that comes later. So I backtracked because I have Metroidvania brain, just to see what there would be. This I'm recognizing now after having played for an hour. This would normally be a like a repelling overhang device for backtracking quickly. But it looks like it's broken, and that's interesting because it insinuates. Oh, there. Yeah, okay. Maybe he came up this way, and then it just collapsed behind him. But I love the view. We're trying to get to that ring thing for now, as seen in the cutscene. And I just love looking around and just there are a lot of notes in this game. Maybe a lot is a strong word, but there are some notes in this game, some collectibles. Um, excuse me, excuse me. Why am I like getting caught? The dangers of having a poncho. It just gets caught on everything. So environmental storytelling is huge in this game. See, like there's logs, like which means someone was cutting trees, but we're halfway up a giant cliff with nothing on it but coral. So like there's the possibility that the people who lived here were taking all the resources from ooh. Oh, I thought that was like a sword stabbed into the ground in the thing. Am I hearing a little crab? I am hearing a little crab. But no, I guess it's just a pattern, I guess. I don't know. Interesting. Interesting stuff. Interesting stuff. So one theory could be that they're taking all the resources from the ground level and they're just ascending as fast as they can. For what reason? Maybe to escape a flood. Maybe there's one note. I'll address it when I find it. But there's reason to believe that they climbed. The icon displays the rope's main carabiner. When full, that means the rope wound, and when empty, the rope is attached to a wall. They're talking about this diamond logo here. Church bells. Give me a minute. I'll let them pass. Now I'll climb while they chime. It's okay. It's just like my favorite game, Dark Souls. I didn't get a good look at the birds. They flew away too quick. I wish I had binoculars. See, like, even that hanging log has coral on it. Like, that's crazy. Because, like, usually logs, like, maximum have, like, algae, and then they turn into driftwood, right? So maybe it's not. Maybe it's not, like, coral reefs type stuff. Maybe it's a fungus. Maybe this is, like, mold. Interesting. Interesting theory. What is that? Oh, those are flies buzzing under a light. Or like fireflies or something. Some orb. pondering my orb. I'm going to be doing a lot of pondering, I'm going to be honest with you. The carabiners automatically secure the climb and show you the right path to take. Oh, they're talking about that icon. Okay. Well, hold on. Let's not do that too fast. What else we got? So, I'm led to believe... Alright, they're not going to let me do it yet. Or maybe just not to that surface. I'm led to believe you can just stick the attachment hook to anything. Okay, interesting. That was a little misguided, but that's okay. Actually, wait. Actually, I did have a reason for coming over here. So I want to see like what we can expect. Just a lot of hanging trash, I guess. Oh my god, that thing's gonna fall on me. What the hell? Alright, so we can't see ahead too far yet. But there are some interesting things later. I thought there would be more to see if I looked over the ledge. Turns out it wasn't that interesting. See, like, I don't know. I don't know. It's interesting. Like, how did that get there? If not, like, Titanic flood that drowned the world. Or maybe this is the ocean floor after all the oceans of Earth have dried up. And we're in, like, the Marianas Trench right now. You know, it's hard to say. Okay, this is an experiment. I want to know, can I retract the rope while I'm still climbing? No. Interesting. The game kind of babies you in that way. And I think that's part of the whole, like, there's no fail condition. But again, I could be wrong. Maybe it'll turn into a survival horror later. And some demon will be chasing me, like in White Knuckle. Not that I've ever played White Knuckle. I want to. It looks fun, but it looks really fucking hard. Oh, that's a handhold. Okay. So this is what we're supposed to be grabbing. Wait, hold on. 3 small icons represent secondary pythons. If they're full, they're available to use. If they're empty, the pythons are already attached to the wall. So, for example... No? Interesting. What if I... Then you can... Yeah, okay. So that's... So now you see on my back, I used to have 3 pythons on my backpack. Now I only have 2. And then if I do a little bit of this, and then... See, now I only have 1 on my pack. You get it. It's diegetic. It's also not diegetic because the... There's a whole ass, like, normal HUD on top of it. So, like, I don't know. Excuse me? Am I... Please? Can I? Oh my god. Holy moly. That could have gone bad. I do need to reattach, though. Broken wooden beams. Okay, there's probably not much else here. There are some Easter eggs. You can find secrets. I was led to believe a lot of the fun of this game is... Oh, you can't grab that. I'm led to believe a big part of the autonomy of this game is letting you pick from, like, many different routes up the giant pillar. Whatever it may be. I hope it has a name. I hope it's something insane. Place a python? Haha, more like, fuck you. See, they didn't tell me that yet. Okay, now we're getting into the, now we're getting into the stamina part of the tutorial. I kind of sequence broke the tutorial. Right-hand gauge represents the stamina monitor to keep it topped up to prevent yourself from falling. But again, even if you fall, like, you're always anchored and you can't unanchor yourself. And even if you try to start climbing without anchoring yourself, it will auto-anchor you. Kind of a crazy magic item, if you ask me. Alright, so you can hold R3 to rest and refill some of your stamina. And then... Bop. And then. Secondary pipe in my ass. Let's rest up a bit. Grab this, and then... Ah, there we go. We'll be fine. But just to get the noise out of my way, I will rest. I like his tattoos. They're cool. Maybe her tattoos. Hard to say. Sable was a girl, so I'm just gonna assume this person's a boy. So again, a lot of fishing equipment. Buoys, like... I think that's what those are called, the life preserver. Broken climbing segment there. But I can't link to the... Oh, I can. I just have to jump a little bit. What the heck is that symbol? Oh, what the hell? Hey, that mining hat's fully functional. Why can't I take that with me? Wait, am I tripping, or was there a multiple paths sort of deal going on? No, this is a cave-in. Sorry, sometimes I get so worked up about, like, finding the secret path, I end up wasting my own time. But that's okay. Time enjoyed is not time wasted. Wah! Cozy little cave house. I wonder if this place reeks like fish. Whoa. Settle down. Maybe not, though. Maybe all this fishing equipment is so old, there's not even like an ounce of like organic matter from what they were originally for left around on them. Gloves, belt, goggles, helmet. Mining helmet is interesting. They were mining inside the giant pillar. Another sleep turning over stones at the old delta. I don't understand the structure of that sentence. Another sleep turning over stones at old delta. Harvest. 2 belay stations for parts, a good catch. That should be enough to reopen the route to Old Cape. Otherwise, it's all smooth sailing. Couple of old lanterns I think I can revive. Folks used to throw this stuff away. Oh, and I finally caught an old knitting machine for Ennio, who's been asking for one for cycles. Not in great shape. See, we have mention of cycles. Now, cycles might be like day, night, or it might be cycles of flood, drought. Not in great shape, but we should be able to tinker with it. Still not sure how I'm going to haul it up to low tide, though. Note to self, stop doing business with Rem. All he does is dismantle my discoveries and sell them for parts in the heights. He claims to be a repairman, but he's nothing but a foam salesman, that's what. Interesting. Interesting. Who was the guy we're not supposed to trust? Rem. Okay. Not that I've seen a soul, you know. But maybe someone at some point, you know. Beautiful soundtrack. Cute little propeller. Even up here, little crabs. Okay. So does it want us to go down or up? Oh, I remember what we're doing now. Alright, so now, just do a little bit of that. Oh, shit. I slipped. Such a neat little zipline mechanic. I love that it's like a gadget on my back. I hope I get more gadgets throughout the game. So this is what was sitting at the bottom of that stairway bridge. So we came from here. And I just think that's fucking neat. I don't know why we would need to backtrack. I guess it's just to just double check to make sure you didn't lose out on any collectibles. But, you know, the journey is the focus. Alright, what do we got here? A bowl of something? Maybe sand? Maybe someone's panning? Is that a file or a brush? I think it's a file. Oh, this is a wood carving station. Did I say wood? I meant stone carving. You knew what I meant. So yeah, so there used to be water up here. So one possibility is that the reason why there's fishing equipment everywhere, even all the way up, is that the fishing equipment started at the top, and then as the water level receded and receded and receded, we just slowly kept moving farther down the stone pillar to get closer and closer to the water, which means maybe some of this stuff wasn't dragged up from the ground. Maybe some of this was brought down from the sky. Very interesting. I like it. So he can use seashells to relive events gone by, but then they like crumble to ash in his hands. It honestly is a little nefarious. I wonder if I don't know. Kind of reminds me of like a power like a vampire would have. You know what I mean? Not dissimilar to what Sekiro can do. Wolf, the character Sekiro, in the game Sekiro. Alright, this is interesting. So I don't know if this is supposed to be a paper note or a digital like data pad or what this is. Yeek. How are things at the sawmill? Business has been slow at the restaurant. Almost no one came to the last music night, even though people are climbing down from all over. I know we don't play the shells anymore, but still. So people are climbing down from all over. Okay, yeah, so I think the water was receding, not going up. Which does sound obvious in hindsight, but I don't know. I was thinking that adding scaffolding to the side of the upside-down cliff might help steer passersby this way. I miss seeing a packed patio. Can you take care of it? I checked with low tide and everyone agrees. Hey Mo. Okay, yeah, this is like a chat log. Interesting. So I'm holding a data pad. These things happen. I hope one day you'll ask me to do something besides taking boats apart to make ladders, like if I'm free for a romantic dinner for two. Anyway, all good for your scaffolding since the village approves. I don't have much wood to choose from after that new path to the plane I had to build, but I still have a wreck or two left over. I'll get to it when the currents allow. When the currents allow. Interesting. So they already made it all the way down to the bottom where it's just sandy plains, but there are currents somehow still. Maybe there's like vertical channels of water. Did you ever run into... Sorry, I owe you one. Thanks. You're the best. By the way, did you ever run into old Sonia? I think she's rummaging around in your area right now. If you see her around, do you mind telling her I need a new hob for my oven? What's a hob? Mine's taking on water. In the meantime, set sail for the restaurant. Again, like they've reached the plane, but they're setting sail? I'm not sure how romantic it will be, but we can always share a half-cooked meal. There's a non-zero chance that in this world, like, water is, like, not obeying the laws of gravity, and or maybe their boats sail on, like, clouds that are dense enough to support weight. I'm not sure. It's all very mysterious, and I like it. Okay, what are we doing here? I think I see the way. So... yeah, I just wanted to see if there's anything interesting. Wow. Wait, hold on. Do that, and then this, and then no. Do that, that, then that, then that. Yeah, easy peasy. These are weird. I don't know what to make of those guys. They're just like little glob creatures. Maybe not even creatures. Maybe it's just plants. Are plants creatures? I mean, I feel like obviously the answer is no, but like, do you think like the definition of creature is loose enough that you could include plants if you were being facetious? I want to know. Oh, it's okay. That's what I was hoping would be here. Okay. What? Yeah, it seems like there's a turn back machine every time there's like a collectible. Can I? More graffiti. Okay, so initially, never mind. Don't worry about it. It'll come up later. For now, let's just, I'm not placing a python. I'm not placing a python. You can't make me. That's weird. Okay. It wasn't until I started my shift to prepare for the crossing that I realized. It's my last crossing to supply Fumarolia. After that, folks will have to make do with what they have. What I wouldn't give for things to go back to the way they were, seeing smiles on people's faces. The Lil'uns come... That's like a Lil'uns is like a Pennsylvania kind of accent. But I'm sure there's not like a Pennsylvania canon in this game. Smiles on people's faces, the little ones climbing the cliffs and diving into the waves, us water fishers learning to fish again, all the things the old folks tell us about sleep after sleep. Interesting. Another sleep, setting up something, something, something. And then this one, old folks tell us about sleep after sleep. Interesting. But enough of this yearning for old times. I've got a desert to cross and a caravan to prepare. It's not going to prepare itself, if only. So the other one said... Another sleep, turning over stones at the old delta. Maybe they use sleep as a stand-in for the word day. Maybe the sun doesn't move very quickly, and when they just go to bed is how they mark time. So another day, turning over stones at the old delta. And then this one would be um, uh, where was the beginning of that sentence? Seeing smiles on yada yada, diving into the waves, and us water fishers learning to fish again. All the things the old folks tell us about day after day. No, that doesn't make sense. Okay, I thought I was on to something. It was nothing. Very strange. Water fishers. Is that what that said? Water fishers? Where did it say it? Yeah, us water fishers learning to fish again. Oh, wait. Maybe that's quite literal. So my first thought was to interpret it as being a water fisher is someone who fishes instead of to collect fish, they're fishing to collect water. Then I had the second thought of maybe I'm overthinking it, and it's literally just fishers who fish in water instead of fishers who do some other form of fishing. And if that second one's true, learning to fish again, meaning like you only have access to water a couple of times in your life, and so you have to like kind of relearn it after like years and years of not doing it. That would support the flood and drought dualism theory, but it's really hard to say. Okay, so this puzzle got me for a while. Actually, here, I don't like that. Let's see if I can I get a farther away one? All right, let's do this. Actually, I can do better than that. Let's do, let's rest. And then let's... Yeah, no! What are you doing? Okay, well, better than nothing. I slipped. My bad. Alright. Okay, that's what I wanted. There we go. Alright. Now, we just descend a little bit. So, it took me a while to figure out what this puzzle wanted from me. You're just supposed to run and then jump. No, okay, well, it is what it is. What are you doing? Kid, can you get it together? It's me, I'm the kid. I can't get it together. Okay, this is not what happened last time. Okay, oh, come on. That should have been perfect. Okay. Now we're getting somewhere. Alright. This is not how I solved this problem last time, but you know what? Desperate times. Alright. That's pretty cool. I love this. So we've also got this giant chasm. I didn't do a good job of gawking at it when I was down there, but there's like, okay, you're gonna yank my vision away from the chasm. So there was a... You can't go over there, but you can tell that, like, the civilization runs deep into caves. There's, like, advanced cave networks over there. Whoa. Interesting. Have I been over there? I must have, right? Yeah, because I remember climbing up that corner down there. What a crazy scale this whole world is in. And there's something oddly relaxing about just hanging on the rope, too. Just dangling, like, miles and miles. Ow, my back! Okay, we're climbing up now. Grub, what's your problem? He would have just flopped flat on his ass. That would have been hilarious. This kid is quite resilient, I will say. So there hasn't been a good focus on branching paths yet, but I'm led to believe it'll slap later. This kid has no fear of heights, and I respect it. Oh shit. Let's do actually here, let's rest. And then we'll do a real quick. Yeah. Alright, perfect. See, everything's fine. Wait. Oh shit, am I supposed to do that? Interesting. Oh, no. Yeah, I'm probably supposed to go over here. I see it now. I can see it all clear as day. I actually didn't even need to get that high. Me when I smoke weed. I don't... What is up with that? Sometimes I get a false crank. False Crank was the name of my band in college. So this is pretty nuts. This is like some ancient, like, Darkest Dungeon ass looking just mausoleum. Okay. I love the little crabs. I'm glad they're friendly. This game would be fucked if they were like running around trying to nip at you and you had to like crush them. Like, what's that one game? The Demon Labyrinth, the Demon King's Labyrinth, where like the little maggots try to bite you everywhere you go. This is kind of the complete opposite of the Demon King's Labyrinth. Actually, well, you know, in vibe, absolutely. In function, there are some parallels. I would be very afraid of that if I were this kid. I would stay the hell away from that. Alright. Weird. Oh, actually. Alright, so that's as low as it goes. And I've absolutely already been down there. Okay. You ever been in a cave in the pitch black? I have exactly once. I went to the lava caves in like Bend, Oregon. I went into an area where none of the other crowds, because like you go in as a group of like 20 or 30 like tourists. And I just like waited for the group to do like stop and do something that I was okay not being a part of. And then I went like way ahead deep into this like pitch black like dead end, and I turned off my flashlights, and that's what that kind of reminded me of, being down there in that crazy pit. I've heard people say you're not supposed to stack rocks in the wild. I don't really know why. Something something the wildlife, but like no one's ever explained the consequences to me. One person said like the the rocks will fall on like a passing squirrel. Some people have said like it unearths like bugs' homes, and bugs need their homes to like be undisturbed. I don't know. These guys are so like, I don't know, posted up. Is this your guys' like turf over here? I kind of want to take one with me. What do we got here? Some kind of chisel, a lantern. Lynn's gone to the heights to ask to extend the site. With the boss gone, the wind's gone out of our sails when it comes to digging. It's not such a bad thing. Lifting boxes, crates, and barrels is my area of expertise, but shifting their old stones, at the slightest pitch and roll, everyone's knees start quaking. Anyway, I was just getting used to the idea of working with archaeologists, making myself useful again. And already the work's dried up. I doubt it'll start up again. I don't see how we can move forward. How about you? How are things in low tide? Is Dee Dee still refusing to go to school? My love, I'm so happy to hear from you. We miss you so much, Dee says. Oh, we miss you so much, Dee says. I'm homeschooling her, and I'm very much out of my depth. Do you remember the names of all the regions of that tower? I don't even remember. I don't even remember learning that. I gave Dee a homework assignment about the old altar. To keep her busy for a while. She's supposed to copy the design. I ended up going with her. It had been ages since I'd last ventured beyond the village or behind the village. I'd forgotten how dark it is. But you know Dee. She's gutsy, and she's enjoying diving into the past, just like you. Speaking of which, have your archaeologists finally found out how tides work? They've been digging for a while now. Get it? Uh, do you know when you'll be able to come back up here? I don't get it. Oh, like digging into the subject. Okay, okay. Interesting. So, archaeologists are trying to figure out how tides work. I think the binary of like flood drought seems to be the leading theory so far. To quote Creepcast, that's my bear trap. I'm playing my bear trap card. Wah. This is interesting. Also, if you didn't notice already, the rope changes color as you start to run out. I think that's a really cool little touch. So funny. You can really get crazy with it. Oh. What the hell is that? That glowing thing. Is that ice? No, probably not. As far as apocalypses go, if you had a bow and arrow, there's plenty of food. Whoa, almost fell right off. Actually, let's do that. Interesting, interesting. Whoa. That's cool. That's a lot of fun. I like doing that. Hey, Bianca. You must have cast off for who knows where. I went back to the post relay. Still no water, surprise, surprise. Solly and Foz are still sorting out everything by hand. I've gotten roped into helping with deliveries. Me, on Pebbleback? You can imagine what a sight that is. Even I'm laughing at myself. Still, why not, eh? It's a fresh start, and I quite like seeing the world as the mail comes in. Well, it would be nicer if the Stam Pebble would just change course when I ask it to. I'm telling you, it's stubborn. Worse than old Yam. Honestly, though, what a nightmare. Anyway, I'm going to miss the tide at this rate. I left your mail by the door. So, what is a pebble? That's a question that we have now. So, this is a wood carver's hut. You can tell there's little statues and stuff. Oh, shit. Can I kick this thing? Oh, I can't seem to, like, move it. Whoops. Oh. Come on. Get over there. You can do it. No? Okay. I guess I'm not allowed down there. Alright. Before I get too crazy with this, what's the main route look like again? Little mice. Hey Bianca, how are things down there? I hear your boss sailed off into the horizon. Good riddance. I never liked him anyway. Things here at the hut are pretty quiet. Not many people stop by these days. A seasonal job when there are no more seasons. I'm starting to get bored. You can tell because I've started scratching letters. Because I've started scratching letters? Tell me something to distract me, won't you? Oh, Eam, I'm so glad to hear from you. Yeah, I'm about as useful as a boy on dry land, but no surprises there. You've been gone for a while, so maybe you don't know, but everything here is closed, except for old Ennio's shop. He's still raising his chocos. Bassa tried to convince him to leave with them. Remember Bassa, the little terror at the back of the classroom? They got caught quite a gale. It was amazing. No one's dared try again since. Do you think they're going to keep you on if people stop coming by? You might be seeing more folks soon, though. I come across a classified ad. They're mounting an expedition to explore the crow's nest. I'd like that, but going off on an adventure with strangers? Ugh. Oh yeah, I heard about that. Heading for the clouds, huh? That sounds like quite something. I'll better stock the hold. I'll better stock the hold. I bet they'll come by this way. You know what? You should join them. Come see me too. You don't have any excuses since you're out of a job. It would be nice. It would be a nice change from the few stray travelers that still come by. Hey, the other day another climber got stuck at Weeping Rock Pass. I had to go fetch them. If only you could have seen them. Stupid enough to eat hay, as they say around here. Okay, it's settled. I'll be waiting for you. Interesting. Stupid enough to eat hay. Is that like stupid as a horse? Stupid as a donkey? Something like that? Okay, so this was all circular. Yeah, not much going on around here. Trying to get a view for the path ahead, see where we're eventually going to start heading. Giant coral tree is coming up. Did I miss something? Oh, yeah, it's called a fucking staircase, dumbass. I've been listening to the Clips album that just came out, the Let God Sort 'Em Out. I don't know anything about Clips. Just gonna be upfront about that. I had in my recommended the Chains and Whips featuring Kendrick, and I was like, sure, why not? And it's pretty good. It's really catchy. So I've got that. I'm just so you know, I'm humming that in my head while I play. Boy, you must be sick. All you talk about is just get rich. What? I'm gonna keep that attached for now. Oh. Oh, okay. Hey, what happens? Oh, I guess worst case scenario, you just drop down. All right. 3 seashells again, and it's just a shitter. Beat the system with chains and whips. Can I, No, you have to lower it to do that. Okay. Okay. I'm fine with that. Nope. Can't climb that. But there's like clearly so much stuff here. And this little guy. Whatever that's supposed to be. A pickaxe. A lot of like stone carving stuff. Which makes sense, you know, you gotta like carve your home into the side of a mountain. Ooh, okay, so if you get up to the top where that ring is, and then you rappel down, there's like a secret area. I gotta remember that. I'm finally leaving. I'm so happy I couldn't sleep a wink. At the old harbor master's office, a note caught my eye. It sounded like poetry. Expedition to the clouds. Seek hope and water. Join us at 12 octaves, Becca and Arlo's farm, Highfield, to journey together. After spending so long marinating and trying to find meaning in life, it'll do me good to see the world, as M would say. Hopefully, we'll be stopping by her hut. Just Just the thought of seeing her again is enough to tell me I'm making the right decision. With any luck, there will be other adventurers leaving from low tide. I don't want to make my way to the meeting point with the rest of the expedition all by myself. The only time I ever left was for the harvest festivals when I was just a small fry, so an expedition like this is no small matter. They want to set sail for the clouds. Oh no, my parents. I forgot about them. What am I going to tell them? Hey folks, I'm off on an adventure. See you around if and only if I make it back alive? Of course, Bianca dear, don't forget to bring snacks. I better not say anything. I should bring snacks. What else? What do people normally take on this type of trip? One thing's for sure. What's a journey without a logbook? I've got it covered. I plan to make like the expeditions that set off for the salt plain in search of springs. I'm going to scatter my journal entries along the way for anyone who might come after us, starting with this message. Farewell, my lighthouse. You welcomed me with wonder and have kept me company as I pondered too much. You've always been there for me. I'm leaving you to the weave beaks who will watch over you from the sky. And to watch over this message, I'm leaving one of my creations. Adventure calls, Bianca. And then this little wooden sculpture guy, he's the creation. Alrighty. Alrighty. Beep, bop, bop, beep, beep. What the hell was I doing? Any other obvious staircases I forgot about? Of course. How could you do this to me? What the helly? Oh, I think I know what's going on. Or do I? Do I even know a damn thing? Can you just... Sir, thank you. What? You can't just... Weird. No way, did I just sequence break that? Of course not, I'm backtracking. What the hell am I talking about? Interesting, interesting. Oh, it's right here, duh. Okay. What? Perfect. Wait, what? Huh? Excusez-moi. Oh well. I'll probably end this one right here. Probably pick up right here too.